This recording will help guide you through the process of making an animated GIF, basically of just temperatures over the area. Now we're going to start out with a very simple template that's already designed, has the information from a graph that was put into this PowerPoint slide. In order to make this animated, what we want to do is make these individual daily temperatures become an animated part of the image. You'll want to do a couple things. Going up here to the top of the menu bar, look for the slide that says Animations. Now these are all the things that you can do to elements within a PowerPoint slide. You notice you can't select anything. And why is that? Well, because we haven't selected anything on the PowerPoint slide. Now once we select the chart or an element in the chart, you can then go up into this animation slide and choose from various types of animations. For this example, we'll want to use the wipe feature. So this animation will sweep in from one side of the graphic or from another. As you can see, when I click it, it shows that the motion is upwards. However, we'll want to change this so that each element can actually animate by itself. So in the Animations menu, look for something that's called Effect Options. By default, the direction is from the bottom, and we'll want to leave this from the bottom for this example. However, it's the sequence we're worried about in this case. As opposed to animating this graph as one object, we'll want to animate it by the element in the series. Clicking on this will now make each element appear in an order. The way you can check these animations while you're creating them is to look over to your side of the screen where your slide preview is. There should be a little star next to your slide. Click on the Play Animation star, and now you'll get a preview of what your animation is currently doing. Now that you have these elements animated, you may think this is a little bit fast. People may not quite see the numbers before they disappear on the animated GIF. You can actually slow down each element as it arrives. Go to the menu bar again here for animations and look for something called Animation Pane. Clicking on this will allow you to see each animation as it goes. Now by default, since the animation is covering every element within the graph, it will only show you one thing, which is Chart 1. Clicking on this little drop-down menu will expand the contents to see each part of the animation. Now by default, when you animate a chart, the first thing to animate is always the background image. Now we'll want to unclick this and delete this because we want the chart to automatically show up when you start the PowerPoint slide. So we're going to right click and select Remove. Now to change the duration or the amount of time it takes for each of these elements to expand themselves to their fullest, you'll want to click on each element, or you can select each element by selecting on the first one and then holding down the Shift key and selecting on the fifth element, and then go again up to the top. You'll want to look for, just below Start, you want to look for Duration. And in this case, this is saying that it will take a half a second for each of these slider bars to become fully animated. In this case, we'll want to make this a little bit larger. And you'll notice as I select more time, these little time elements also begin to extend in time. Now to test out this animation, again, we'll go to the left-hand side of the screen here, where your slide viewer is, and we'll click on the stars. So now you can see you have a much slower animation. And if you look at the right-hand side of this screen, you'll actually see the progression. PowerPoint allows you to see, like a movie mode, to watch the animation as it progresses through all 5 steps. At this point, you now have the setup for an animated GIF. In order to create the animated GIF, there's a couple steps you need to go through. You'll need to save this file or save this PowerPoint slide as a WMV or a Windows Media file. So you'll go onto the File menu, you'll look at Save As, and then you'll want to go to the Save As type and choose Windows Media Video. You can rename this to whatever file you would like. We're just going to name it Animated Video. When you hit save, it'll take a few minutes to process, but when you're done, you'll have a Windows Media file that you can share on Facebook or you can share on Twitter directly through Twitter videos. However, to make the animated GIF out of this, you'll need to use a file converter, such as onlineconvert.com or easygif.com. So at this point, we are now saving our video. You can follow the status of the video down at the bottom where it'll say creating the video, and once that bar disappears, your video is created.